Now, first of all, I'm going to apologise. I am wearing an hoodie. It is freezing over in my office at the minute. It's just a thing this time of the year. So if you see this hoodie more often, don't worry. I do have other clothes. It's just that cold. Also, the Discord is growing into a vibrant community at the minute. So if you get the chance, hit the link below. Come and join us. And like always, like, share and subscribe. I know you guys do an amazing job, but let's keep this channel growing. Okay, so the first thing to talk about is probably the thing that is the easiest to compare. What's my damage at the minute? So my max damage last time we did a video was around about 150 trillion, if I remember rightly. I'm now up at 540 trillion. All right, so it's a huge jump. And for those of you new to the game, you can see that actually because all the numbers start multiplying with each other, once you do start getting big gains, they just grow at a massive rate. Isn't really a lot to say about Divinity. Basically, it's just growing in the background. I'm letting it do its thing. Every so often, when I get enough resources, I'll push a God's bonus up by 1 level, mainly aiming for that sailing bonus, because before, I don't know if you remember, I was trying to get all islands, all ships able to reach the final island. So that's just coming along passively. Now, talking about sailing, where am I at? So I'm up to the 4th island now. Getting all my ships up to 50 million speed is what I'm aiming for. So I've done it on fair few ships now. There's still some to go, but again, that's kind of just working in the background. I'm now running it with unending energy, and I'm actually setting the chest to a minimum size. The reason I'm aiming for that is because where I'm leaving it for 8 hours at a time plus dupe procs, it's picking up like 2-3 days worth of stuff. If I run it on a lower chest, I'm just trying to upgrade them, and it actually ends up as a net loss instead of doing it this way. Bubbles have been a bit weird. So I've started doing almost hourly clicks, as well as when dupe procs go off, I will also do a click on the very, very bottom bubbles. There's a few others scattered through there that are also getting upgraded. So my warrior and archer class are now basically about 1,000 on their base bubbles. So that's a huge improvement. That was only really started a week and a half ago or something. So you can see how quickly that can scale up quite massively if you're lucky with dupe procs. On top of that, I've also been aiming for the final bubbles, the extra damage. I don't think I need it, but I'm just kind of prepping for that World 6 just in case enemies up there do have huge amounts of damage. We'll see. So I'm getting the top 2 bubbles for all 3 paths to level 500. That gives me, I think it's about 90% of the bubbles max. I'm quite happy with it there. I know some people push for 95, which is roughly about 1,000, but I'm going to leave it at 500 for now. Also, since the last video, I've green stacked as many of the quest items as I'm willing to do actively. So things like portraits, the condiments. There are a few in there that are just so long, such as time thingies. I'm probably not going to get around to that. But my green stack's probably in a good place. Again, I know I'm missing, at most, I was missing 24 away from the 200 needed for Equinox. Probably going to wait for World 6 and just knock those out, because I feel like we're going to get enough enemies and resources to be able to cover that much, much easier. Gaming, again, isn't something that I'm putting a lot of time into. It's kind of just growing in the background. The one big thing is my snail is up to level 19. I'm terrified to try and make it grow by another level, because if it fails, I go all the way back to 15. I'm doing a lot of encouraging my plan at the moment. I've spoken to a lot of my guild mates. We're all doing very similar things. Is encourage the snail till there's about 30% chance of success and then risking it. It's a bit slower, but at the same time, you're less likely to get that massive drop. So hopefully it works out. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. Statues, again, they're just leveling passively in the background. Occasionally overnight, I'll run a DK. They get about 30,000 power statues, 70,000 running speed statues. I think they get about 40,000 feasty statues. So I'm mainly doing it on board beans purely because feasty and speed is where most of my damage is at the minute. Also, when I'm running my bubo to get extra liquids, I'm getting the damage sailing and divinity ones from World 5. So again, they're not really a focal point, but they are slowly creeping up. The other one is I've started to try and complete cards. Now, what I've managed to do is World 1 through 4, they're completely done all the way up to Ruby. Easy and medium resources are done up to Ruby. Hard resources are going to take a little bit longer because there's some fish in there that take a very, very long time. My V-Man might not be the one to do. I might have to swap it out for an actual Blood Berserker. And in World 5, I have got everyone basically AFK farming cards on the mobs to try and clear that. The aim, which I don't think is realistic given the date, but I'm hoping to get as close to having World 5 finished before World 6 drops. That way, again, it's another part of the game I can just kind of forget about. Dungeons need a lot of work, and events need a lot of work. Obviously, events, they're time gated, so there's not a lot I can do there. Dungeons, gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna just, once I have a ton of spare gems, because I'm storing gems now until World 6. Once I know what World 6 is going to cost, I'll probably just pump them into dungeon packs and just buy the cards, because farming them is just too time consuming for my liking. It's finally the other thing which was upgrading is my cooking. So I now have the majority. Well, I don't have the majority. Yeah, almost every cooking plate is level 50 and above, which is where things are really starting to ramp up in the number of ladles needed. And a couple of the early ones are at rank 60, so they're maxed out. We can forget about those. Construction. I've been doing a lot more when I'm DK active farming overnight, snapshotting my obels to try and increase my construction levels. Again, they're just leveling up. I'm slowly getting towards that 2500 that I need to increase my tower levels, but my towers aren't even at max level yet. I haven't even bought the full collider upgrade because they're nowhere near the max level. So it's not something that I'm actively aiming for. Again, it's just passively happening in the background. And a quick little look to pets. They are all now over 100,000 power. Okay, all of my teams, farming spices are over 100,000. The next goal is probably going to try and push to 120,000 on every single pet. That's going to be a lot longer away because, again, the chance of getting those become much, much rarer. But that's kind of where we're at for pets. So that's sort of a rundown of where my account is at the moment. It'll give you an idea of where I'm going. Again, I'm really just kind of planning for that World 6 drop. We'll see what happens. You know, if you do have any questions or any comments about where you want to aim for, anything else you'd like to see, feel free to drop it below. Always like, share and subscribe. As always, I will leave a link to my Idleon efficiency and Idleon toolbox down below, so a public link so you can go through my account, see what everything you want. Until next time, you've been amazing. Take care.